Hello and welcome to Where's Here the National Socialism. So I'm here in Germany and I reported now for I don't know 5 years, 3 years on my YouTube channel about the lastings of the Holocaust. It is a channel basically on my opinion and sometimes with some facts, and you can look it for free. And I reported now and I claimed a lot, and finally, yeah, I'm a real case. I'm existing, and I really can give an example. And because I'm here, I really did it. And I tried to claim many, many times. And I made an experience which is really, really poor. So I made a really bad experience because I claimed on Holocaust compensation, ownings, and compensation and more. And I need to recognize that I feel listed, that I feel humiliated and ignored in my right and lately denied. So, and this is the most disgusting thing nowadays. It is not with the old people, it is with more younger people, generation like mine, a bit older or a bit younger, that the circumstances are denied. It's not the right that my right is denied, but they feel above the humanity. They feel like they don't need to talk about Holocaust. It's over and it's judged and it is everything compensated, but the facts are denied. And I'm a single case, so I'm completely single case. It's nobody else case like mine. And I become a justice in 1989 by UN court. It had been guarded by UN court, and the way it goes and the free will of German people and the German government to compensate Holocaust victims is very poor. They live a fancy life, so it is looking like a paradise. But I swear, when I go here on the field and sleep here only one night with a tent, and maybe the owner is coming, of course, a German, and ask me, "What are you doing here?" So I sleep here at night. I'm a Holocaust survivor. They will call police, and nobody of the people is giving on a free will Holocaust compensation. This is a dream not existing, and this is really poor. So I grew up here in a foster family. I became forced because of money to stay in Germany, and I became offended in every possible right, and it's not compensated. I do not receive 1 cent compensation, and I really feel listed. All my life, I live in Germany. When I had trouble because I became offended or anything else, I claimed or I defended myself, and what I receive is disrespect and corruption of judgment and or justice, even when I had a right on justice, the execution is not working, and this is all dealing with Nazi descendants. My right is so less respected you cannot imagine. In 1989, I became judged that my ownings are given back to me and are provided until I become an adult by German ID card, whether my real age is completely different and my real datas are completely different. They don't care. They are the center of the universe, and they do it just bad. And this is something unforgivable because um, uh, they live here on freedom in harmony with contracts who give freedom, but they do shit to you in unforgivable range and do not compensate. When you come here for being a refugee by hunger or war, and you can imagine it is looking fantastic, and you read the German law and you might think it is paradise. And everybody can respect the rules because it's such a wealthy situation we are living. And you cannot imagine that people do things like that, because here actually I have many reasons that I never could have a reason to do an economic crime without a really bad sense, because I can live here. It is a wealthy environment. And the brutality, cruelty, and I don't know, it's a word need to be examined for that. That people can do things like the Nazis can do in an environment like that. It is a step further. It is not like killing and stealing because there's nothing. Here's such a good environment, and but the people are really bad. And this is something you cannot imagine, but you need to face. You should know when you come to Germany. It is a lovely place, but the denying of being so bad, you need to face. And I claimed, and it is, I think, it is completely self-explaining that I need to have. They have to give me my compensation, but they don't do. Is that I became a victim of transplantation crimes and abuse, and this after I became kidnapped and brought to Germany, and this is unforgivable. Nazis killed my ancestors and brought me to Germany, and I became here operated in a time Holocaust had been over, and the government did not care. And the government is always looking on to live a wealthy lifestyle, never taking care for other people, like going to Iran, supporting to kill the Shah, like going to Ukraine, supporting to do war. And this is what happened to me and my relatives, my dad relatives, that I came here having no relatives first degree except one relative anywhere on the other side of the world. And I became forced and Germanized forced, and I became operated and raped and offended and raped and offended. And for that crime, the German government is not really, now they are not in 1 cent compensating me. In 1989, I became found by international service, by international profiling, by international work, and the German government denied and became proved and judged by UN court. And the execution of the judgment had started like that. I need to leave Germany to give me my owning back. And the German government denied. The little girl, so me, not that little, but they were doing experiments with me, unforgivable, and did not let me go. And then I was forced to grow up here, and in the next step, I became traumatized, and offended, and traumatized. And I became forced to stay here up to a point I did not know. I was totally shocked and afraid and offended that I'm from abroad. And I grew up here on landscape between Nazi descendants and Nazis who were completely all the time doing shit to me, lying to me, treating me like not equal, bad, and offending my rights. And this had been for 16 years like that. There had been situations it was not bearable, and I had no chance to hide. I became offended and offended such in a hard way. I became so hard, traumatized. You cannot imagine. And this is the German culture, that you become listed. And they all know when you are black, everybody sees. But when you're not black and you have a destiny like mine, you become listed. They would not be racial profilers. They are. And that is an experience you do not face you do not meet a wise person in German government, and this is unforgivable. You can go to police and claim it, and you can claim it in front of justice, and you will not meet a wise man or a wise judgment. You become offended, and that is unforgivable, and that is an experience I made today, and that is unforgivable. In Germany, every day people become offended in accidents, women become raped and hit on, and of course the German woman with German roots, which means in detail in that explanation, having Nazi descendants, having Nazi ancestors, is maybe compensated. But to have contact with Germans is always very unpleasant. The regulation is that you become stolen, that your rights become offended, and that you become humiliated